Hey, 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 everybody. Welcome, welcome. Happy Wednesday, Crafting Day. I'm Kim, Crafting with Kim. I'm back again this week. I'm doing an event in the Crafty Bunch. And this is an event that I've been looking forward to because two reasons. Number one, I like the theme. And number one, I like the person that is picking the theme that is our spotlighter today, which is Jan Hauser. And everybody's been watching the Crafty Bunch. We've been talking about Jan all morning, and Jan's awesome. She's actually one of my closest crafting friends. I think I have a little small circle, but she's in that circle. And Jan, I know you're up after me, and she's fine against fines too. So you guys are going to have to check her out. And I hope that you've been checking out everybody else in the Crafty Bunch as well, because there's been some really fun things. Miss Mary, thank you so much for all your kudos with me. I really appreciate that. And I'm excited about being a part of your group too and getting some more little friends and people out there. Hey, Terry, how's it going, girlfriend? So Mary's figuring this shit up. I think she's taking some names for her little napkin bundle, but I'm just going to go ahead and get myself rolling here. And then eventually I will see myself up in that Crafty Bunch. So, Terry, what's up with you, girl? You having a good day? Having a good day so far? There I am. Okay, then that was pretty fast. That worked good. All right, so today's theme is actually it's a spotlight in the Crafty Bunch. And like I said, Jan Hauser, Fine Against Fine 2, is our spotlight presenter. In other words, she's the one that came up with the idea to do this wood spring sign theme. I think it was supposed to be mostly like a loose spring or Easter theme, but it turned into like a wood sign. I don't know. Regardless, everybody's kind of doing signs, and that's fine. All right, so and I have something that's going to be a sign, but I'm actually made some little clay pieces to go with it, and might be one of my last bunny things. Hey, Miss Mary, how's it going with the painted peach? Thank you, Angie. I appreciate you getting me over there. What's up, Miss Karen?
I can't go next weekend.
Okay, I'm live right now.
Oh, are you?
Yeah,
Okay.
so no worries. It's okay. All right. Anyway, so like I said, we're going to go ahead and get started with this craft here in a second. Oh, I know one thing before I get going. Hey, Terry, how are you? How are you doing? It's good to have you here. I have to share my shirt, guys. I got to share my Timu shirt. I just got this the other day. I've been waiting for it. Look at this. Ah, crafting. Let me try and get it so it's not crooked. I'm always backward in my camera. Crafting because murder is wrong. I know we've seen a lot of these here because murder is wrong, but I've never seen the one with the crafting. I thought that was really cute. But I got that off Timu. I thought you guys would like that. Oh, did you get your package, Tara? You like your heart? Oh, I love that. My heart was so special to me. She did. She got my little heart totem. She bought that for me, and I had a hard time letting that go, honestly, guys. But sent you out to the universe. Well, thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and get started. I've got a lot of things to do. I've got a lot of pieces to this little thing, but I think I'll probably get through it for the most part. Like I said, if you're new to me, Irene, first time watching. Well, that was good timing because I just got through saying, "Are you new to me?" Irene, I appreciate if you would follow me. Just tap on your screen there, the little buttons at the top, and you can follow me. I primarily work with polymer clay, and I mix it up with different elements sometimes. Sometimes it's straight clay, sometimes I use glass, wood, whatever, but it's always got a clay element in there. And welcome, welcome, Irene. Welcome. Appreciate you being part of this thing. And so, anyway, like I said, what I'm going to be doing now is I'm doing a bunny with a spring. So it's a combination of Easter and spring, but not really Easter. I don't know. I'm just kind of like a spring thing. So think if there's anything else I need to tell you. That's pretty much it. Yeah, just go to my page if you want to get on my Telegram. I have that in my pin. It's pinned at the top of my page, and you can see that, and link tree and all that good stuff up there too. All right, I'm going to switch my camera on down below. I'm working in StreamYard. They got a new feature that allows me to do dual cameras, and I'm considering doing that. I want to do that, but right now I like using my camera attached to my laptop, but eventually maybe I'll have two screens so you can see me. It used to be able to do that, but it's kind of messed it up a little bit. Miss Jan is in the house. Oh, all right. Jan Hauser is in the house. And like I said, this is all about her day and her craft. So, and she's up after me, guys. And you don't want to miss her because she does really great stuff. I own several of her pieces. All right. Thank you, Irene. I appreciate that. All right. Let's go ahead and switch down to my table and I'll show you what I got going on. And I can still see your comments. So please, go ahead and keep commenting. And if you have any questions about clay and all that kind of stuff, just obviously let me know. Clay is my passion. That's what I focus on mainly. All right, so what I'm going to be doing here today is, like I said, it's a combination of bunny, spring, and a little bit of something. So this little bunny, I usually use polymer. I use polymer in a couple of these little pieces, but this was an air dry piece. I had some leftover Sculpey air dry clay that I wanted to use up, so I went ahead and hand sculpted this little guy, and he's kind of cute. I like the way his hand is up on his face there, kind of pausing or whatever. But anyway, he's going to be part of my thing. And like I said, it's a solid piece. It's a little funky in the back, but it's going to be laying down, so you're not going to see that. But I'm going to paint this guy up. Okay, he's all dried up. I've had him sitting here for a few weeks waiting for this project. And then I've got, this is just from the Dollar Tree, guys, these little sign boards here, but this one's going to be turned, this way. It had the little holder going this way, the little jute piece this direction. I took that off and put it this way so you can hang it up. If the person didn't like it, they could always make it like a shelf setter with a little stand or something. This was one of the little palettes there. I already painted it white. I got bumped off. Does anybody else get bumped off their phone? Facebook actually bumped me off my own darn live. Can you believe that? Because I'm watching on my phone separately. Anyway, so I painted that up. So that's going to be like a little fence. Okay. And then I do have a couple of these little elements I did with a little bit of the Craft Smart. This one was, these are just your basic little polymer clays. It comes in the bulks like this. And I get these from Dollar General. They're pretty cheap. But I mixed a color and got me an orange. And I made me a little sunflower to go with it as well. So all that's going to be attached to the bunny after I get him painted. Okay, but the first thing I'm going to be doing with this is, thank you for sprinkling me, Jan. I appreciate that. The first thing I need to do with this guy is I want to put a little decoupage, not a decoupage, I'm going to do a transfer. I'm a rub-on transfer person. I can do decoupage, I've done it, but I like transfers because they're less work and they're quicker. They're not, decoupage is pretty fast too. And don't get me wrong, I love all the decoupage everybody does, but this is my speed right here. All right, so this is just for the Dollar Tree. I grab these whenever I see them. I'm thinking about ordering some more transfers. If you guys got some good places to have me get transfers, because they're kind of nice to be able to put on little pieces that I worked with my clay. All right, so I'm just basically just going to transfer a little bit of this image here onto the what is this? This is called fence. This is going to be my fence. It was like a little palette thing, but we're just going to go ahead and do that part first and get that out of the way. Then I'm going to be painting my bunny up. We're going to paint the bunny up. And then I have a little extra piece of clay sign over here that I'm going to be showing. So you see how it is. It's like a palette. So you're not going to see the whole thing. It's going to be broken up. I still think that's going to be kind of cool. So at this point, you just rub these off. I guess everybody knows pretty much what a rub-on transfer is. And if you don't, then this is what it is. It's just a little sticky back and you just rub it on. So how's everybody doing today? Jan, are you excited that you're in the spotlight? You deserve to be in the spotlight, girlfriend. Jan and I are part of a couple of the groups. And matter of fact, she's got an auction group that I am starting up with her. And me and Lidia and a couple of the girls are going to be doing that auction tomorrow night. This piece actually will be in there. So if anybody's interested, you better check us out. We'll be posting them on our page. And we'll be I'll be putting that up soon in my screen. I'll pin it so you can see the group and join that group. You have to actually join. It's like a private group. It's a buy-sell group. Let's see how this is coming off. Oh, it's looking pretty. Okay. I'm really enjoying everyone. I know what they're doing a great job. There's some really neat things today. Really enjoying that. So yeah, this is, like I said, part of this is going to be still left on the paper and part of it isn't. Because it's got the slats in there, you're not going to see all of it. And I debated, because it's got like this little cool mason jar down here, whether I wanted to put that on there or not, but I figured out I'm just going to go with whatever's there, it'll go on there. Whatever's not, won't. The butterfly is actually going to be straddling, although I could do the butterfly. I might pick that up and do the butterfly separately so I can have the whole butterfly, because it would just kind of cut off a little bit of its body. I think that looked very, very cool. So I'm glad. Yeah, me too. Me too. What I miss? Really? Oh, you're enjoying the craft today. Yes. Thank you, Irene. Thank you, Terry. Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of really cool stuff going on these groups, and we love being part of the Crafty Bunch and all the other ladies too. All right, so I'm just cutting off part of that mason jar, but I think I am going to do the butterfly somewhere else on here because I want to keep that butterfly because I'm a butterfly girl. Anybody else out here a butterfly girl? Is anybody ready for spring, by the way? Spring is already sprung here in Florida. I'm telling you, we've had 91 days. Today's like a nice, cool 70 plus, but it's going to be popping back up there too. Let's see what I got going on here. I might have to clean up a couple of these edges here since I'm going to be taking it off. But let's see what happens. Guys, let's go ahead and pull and see what's going on here. Spring. Yep, it actually pulled off. I'll cut that off with an X-Acto knife. It took off a little bit of the pieces in between because I'm pulling them up. This is kind of an experiment. I've never done it with having it in between, having a separation between the decals. But that's what happens. I didn't even, maybe I did rub on that part. Anyway, I'll cut that off. I ain't worried about it. I'll just take my X-Acto knife. There's my butterfly. I already put the butterfly wing on there. Darn it. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, well, I guess since I've done it, I may as well just go ahead and put the butterfly on there. But you're not going to be able to see the center of the butterfly. All right, let's see what else we got. Wish, wish, wish. Okay, I think the most part of it is good to go. By the way, I was watching Mary do her, and I've seen a lot of you ladies do those, the Mackenzie Child's real popular right now with the checks, the black and white checks, or the whatever color checks. And I don't know if you guys realize, but there's actually an easier way to do that. It's a lot quicker. You do have to have tape, and you have to have tape, of course, proportioned to the size that you want. So that's a thing. But if anybody's interested and you don't know how to use that tape method, it actually is pretty darn cool. And I can show that it's not anything to do with clay, but it's still pretty cool. And anybody that likes to do those checks, it'll save you a lot of time. All right, so since some of that edge was kind of hanging off there, I went ahead and I'm just taking my X-Acto knife and just cutting those pieces off. Oh, that looks pretty darn cool. I've never done this before with a separation like this. It's kind of neat. And even the butterfly, even though you can't see its body, it doesn't look too bad. So yeah, you just take your knife and just go along, clean up those little edges there. I wish they had more of these. They only had one when I went to Dollar Tree. Everybody snatches things up so much. I mean, everybody knows, right, that you could actually order online from Dollar Tree if you want to. You can go on their website and they'll send you things. Usually you have to buy like so many of something. You can't just buy one. But if you're going to use a multiple of something, it's worth investing, All right, let me get the little guy there. Little butterfly. Aw, did it cut your body off, buddy? I'm in a great mood today, guys. The weather is just beautiful here. The weather has a lot to do with my mood. I'll be very honest with you. Like I've always said, I can't live in one of those climates where it's dreary and cold all the time. I'd be depressed. I'd have to be on some sort of antidepressants or something because I just don't like it. Sunshine makes me happy. All right, so we got that. We're going to basically leave it like that. I think that's kind of cool, isn't it? Simple. All right, see how fun that was and easy? Actually, from the back here, I need to kind of cut those off. Just press them down because you're not going to be able to see the back anyway. All right, there you go. So we got that part done. All right, and then that's going to set aside. The wood's going to set aside. We're going to start working with the clay. Let me put this over here. I got out of space set things because I've got so much stuff on my table here. So painting this little guy. Like I said, I did a little small sunflower that I did. I did this last night, and I went ahead and baked it and sculpted it out just because I don't have the time to do all the little pieces within the time frame. So I mean, it'd be nice to kind of show you how I sculpt these little pieces. The carrot, I literally took some yellow and orange clay and mixed it together to get the color. I didn't paint that carrot color, but I did put a little distressing medium on it to kind of age it down. And so we're going to add all that to the bunny. But right now, let's go ahead and, you know what? First off, I'm going to do this real quick, and then we'll start painting the bunny because the bunny's going to take the most time. I think I did tell you, though, that I do have my giveaway tool set up. This is the last day of the month for me as far as crafting goes. And so I will be doing my giveaway tool, and I'll give you a hashtag later on towards the end there, last 5 minutes. And you guys put that in, and then we'll do a giveaway. And I give away a $5 gift certificate for the most part. So I've got one more to go. This is the last one of the month. So make sure you hang around and catch that. And then it's kind of fun to watch too with that little giveaway tool. All right. So what I got here is on top of this, right here, once I get the bunny and everything on, I wanted to add an extra little sign, a little saying. Oh my gosh, it took me like I couldn't figure out what to say. I had something simple, kind of cute, kind of clever. And I went into something, oh, sorry about my hand. I went into something kind of like, kind of basics. Hopping into spring is what I'm going to go for. But I still think it's going to be cute because it kind of gives a bunny reference and it gives a spring reference. So this is going to be like a little sign. This one's still raw. It's still floppy. If you're not familiar with the clay, with the polymer clay, it comes in like little bricks like this or the big 1-pound bricks. I got one over here. Various colors. You can get it like this. And then you have to kind of like soften it up. They call it conditioning and get it ready. And so then I roll it out and then I've got it in this form right here. This one's still a little sticky until I bake it. Okay. And then I can lift it off and do whatever I want to do with it. But what I want to do here, I went ahead and did, hopping into, and, but I want to do the spring part. Okay. I was just going to show you. Now I taught myself a new trick. I don't know why I didn't think of this before. When you're doing, working with these stamps, a lot of times, especially on letters, they're individual. Okay, you got individual. And, I don't mind it being a little crooked, a little off, because I'm a little bit more on that wonky, whimsical side. So it doesn't bother me. But to keep it a little bit more uniform, I thought of an idea. So you can take your pieces, you line them up, and you put a piece of tape on them. Like, oh, that's pretty smart, Kim. So I tried it with the other other words here, and it worked pretty good. So therefore, what I'm going to be doing is I've got a little ink here. This is my little green ink. We're going to be doing a little, since it's spring, I chose green. And we're just going to put a little bit of ink onto our little stamper guys here on our letters. It's kind of good to turn it upside down because you can see it a little bit better, and sometimes you won't press as much onto it and get it on the sides of your piece. But I try to rub it on there pretty good. And then I'm just going to line it up and stamp it right here. So it's all one word already, which is pretty darn cool. I have another set of letters that are fond letters, and they're ones that you can attach. There we go, hopping into spring. Look at that, guys. So that spring came out real nice. See? All right. So I was really excited that I actually thought about that. I should have thought about that earlier. So yeah, but my other set actually connects together, and I can make a word. These are all separate. I like the size of them, but they're a bit of a pill to when you're trying to work with them individually. All right, so we got that done. So that's going to go. Let me see. Let me get this out of the way. That is going to go on the top here, and I think I'll be able to. Obviously, like I said, I have to bake it, but I'll be putting that right up in here with a little. I got another little piece of jute that I'll be adding that little sign to up there. Okay. Now let's work on the bunny. How about we go ahead and paint up a bunny, guys? So when I did this bunny, I was, trying to figure out like what colors and ideas I might paint. And I found like this reference off Pinterest. Of course, I always go to Pinterest to look at a lot of things. And I'm going to kind of do a similar version of that. It's going to be kind of like soft pastel colors. So let me see. What have I got going here? I need to get his basic color is. Let me go. I actually have it pulled up on my laptop. I want to look again. Oh, he kind of starts out with a tan. All right, so he's going to be a tan bunny. How's everybody doing, guys? You guys having a good day? Tell me about your day. Tell me what you got going on. Is anybody happy for spring? Getting ready for spring? Excited about spring? I think I'm not actually going to mix two colors together here. So I want it to be a little lighter than this khaki, but not quite as light as the antique white. So I'm just going to mix off the side here. I'm using a pizza round, by these frozen pizza rounds. I use these a lot for painting. I just figured they come in pretty handy for that. Yesterday, I do home care for an elderly couple, especially the wife. And yesterday we painted a little bit, and I had to mix up some color because I forgot my brown. So she got a taste of what it was like to do color mixing, and that was kind of cool. What am I looking for? I need a brush. A little brush that I can use to paint this bunny's body. Right here, we'll just try this one. My brushes are so trashed. I've got my good ones in another spot, and I never think to bring any decent ones over here next to me when I'm actually doing this stuff. All right, so I'm just kind of getting like a light, kind of a tan color on this guy, and I'm just going to paint them all up pretty much his whole body first, and then I'll go back and paint the colors. When you're working with acrylics, like I said, this is a solid piece of the what you call it, of air dry clay. I had a work that it's been sitting a while, and I thought, you know what, I need to go ahead and use this up. So I just was playing around with this one day, came up with this little guy, and figured he'd come to use somehow, and he's actually coming to use now. So, like I said, Jan, being spotlight person, if you are not familiar with Jan Hauser, like I said, she's up after me. She's in my description. You guys definitely got to go see her and join her. I just love her work. She does a lot of grungy things, and she does a lot of really cool, awesome bows and things that I love, but I don't make. And you would think that if a person loves something, they would make it, but I don't know why I don't. I would rather buy somebody else's stuff that I like than to make it myself. Does that sound weird, guys? I don't know. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I love the things that I make too, but I like to buy other people's stuff that's kind of like different from what I do. Does that sound odd or no or what? I'm not seeing comments. Let me see. Maybe put it up on my phone. Maybe StreamYards. Okay, it's going to be adorable. Okay, I guess we're still at there. The last comment I see is Terry saying it's going to be adorable. So if anybody's commented after that, then I'm not seeing it, guys. I'm just not seeing it. And that doesn't surprise me because I know we go through ebbs and flows with this social media platform. Sometimes it's good and sometimes that's not so good. But we just try our best to get through it, right? All right. See, I think I might want him to be a little bit lighter, to tell you the truth. We'll see. We'll see. Kind of like playing with him right now. When it comes to a creative process, sometimes it's a little bit different than what you, I mean, it doesn't, like you have an idea in your head, but then until you actually put it down and start working with it, you don't really know exactly what it's going to look like. And then you have to kind of finesse it and play with it a little bit. Mary right before me mentioned something about me. She said I do clay, which of course I do, and painting. Well, actually, I do painting. I do paint. I don't do as much painting as I used to, but I I do mural. I've done murals before. I just don't paint as much as anyway. Since I fell in love with clay, I don't do it like regular, straight painting unless I'm doing it for a party or, helping somebody instruction wise. But I still have an idea to want to do. I've always wanted to do a pool mural, to tell you the truth. I've wanted to paint. Well, I did that in North Carolina. I painted a koi fish in the bottom of this one that we had up there that was a off the grid thing. But I'd love somebody to hire me to actually do their pool mural. I would love to do that. I ain't scared about doing stuff like that. I used to do pool decks and patios and all kinds of crazy stuff like that. Now I'm doing smaller work these days, guys. Not so much big stuff. My body ain't up for it much anymore. So, but like I said, everybody tell me if you're having a good day. What's going on? I need some. I buy things that I don't feel like making. Yeah, maybe that's it. I don't know what it is, Jan, but I just appreciate other people's work, and I, like it might not be an idea I thought about, but when I see it, I'm like, oh, that's really cool. I love it. And like I said, I love all the grungy farmhouse things in my home, and I love this kind of stuff too, but I'm geared more to putting things that are more like what you do, Jan, in your home. I got pieces of my own stuff in there. I got plenty of my own work hanging on the wall too. I've got pieces from other artists all over the place. When I lived in North Carolina and various other places too. So, all right, so we got a base coat on the bunny. Now let's see what we can do about getting him some. Kim does everything. I don't know about that. I have been around the block a little bit, girlfriend, but and I haven't done everything. All right, let's see what we're gonna do here. Let's go ahead and get his pink on his do some little pinky pink on his ears, inside his ears. And I'm not sure. Like I said, I might have to play with these colors. I think that's pink. This is actually called a warm beige, but it's got that real pink, kind of like a Caucasian tone to it. I want him to be pretty light, like his colors are going to be kind of light. And I'll hold him up a little bit so you guys can see. So yeah, actually, like I said, you get to see me paint a little bit today. I don't do much painting. Of course, it's painting a three-dimensional object, but that's still cool. Anybody else? I know, Jan, I know you like to paint sometimes. Is there anybody else out there that likes to actually just paint, like canvas paint, or do painting and not necessarily just do a craft? That's pretty light, and I don't mind it being light, but I might add a little extra touch of pink in there. I got this other pink here. Have your clay pieces? Oh, you do. That's sweet. Thank you. I've got yours sitting up, some in my bedroom, and a lot of them I have like a kind of a cabinet where I keep a lot of my crafty things, and I switch out here and there. My house is small, guys, and so I've got like my one cabinet where I can kind of put things because I've got other artwork anywhere that I don't want to get rid of. I can't seem to part with things. I'm not one of those people that like changes their decor much because I appreciate the work that went into something. Somebody makes it, so it's hard for me to get rid of it and part with it. All right, let me see. I need a smaller brush for his nose up here. I do have my timer on, which is good for me. I got smart because I went over on the live not too long ago and I felt really bad. So I put my timer on now so that it'll go off 5 minutes before, and that way I'll be able to stop and get a stopping point and then do our giveaway tool and all that happy stuff. All right, so we got a little pink. I don't know if you guys can see it. He's pretty subtle, but he's pretty cute actually already. He's getting there. Little pinky on the nose. I think, like I said, I'm kind of using a loose reference here from one that I see here. And okay, yeah. All right, I'm gonna put just a little touch here on his mouth, even though it's kind of white, like a pink white. Okay, I'll go back over it with a little white now. Grandma Barton, Grand Mason's Barton. I know I've seen you before, darling. I'm sorry I butchered your name. I finally caught you live again. Love that bunny. What a cute size. Yes, I did. That one's actually, it's not a mold. I did hand sculpt this little girl or guy or whatever it is. I don't know. For some reason, I want to call him a him, although it could be a girl. But yeah, this is a air dry piece here. Now I did actually when I was like attached it to make sure it would stay on. I know you can glue the air dry clay, but I wanted to make double sure. I actually inserted a piece of wire inside the ears just to be able to form them a little bit and so that they would stay in place. And then I actually put a piece of wire and attached the head to the body, and then I glued it on together so it'd be nice and secure. So, but I did. It's hand sculpted. Hey, Miss Tammy, how are you? How's everything going with you, girl? It's good to see you again. Always good to see you. All right, this brush is funky and too big, and I don't like it. I swear, by next time I do a live, I'm going to get some different brushes over here so I can have something in front of me that's decent. These are all ragged out. Okay, a little bit of white here. I'm probably doing not the best job because when you're live and you're trying to paint, to me I get a little bit quick and I don't do it as clean and pretty as I'd like, so I'll probably go back and tweak it a little bit. But I did want to paint him up as much as I could and get him looking like something. And then probably what I'm going to do is go back and put a little I'll put a little distressing medium on here to kind of bring out some of the cracks and crevices on him. Because there is he's kind of rough and stone look, and I kind of like that look about him, her, whatever. And then it'll kind of bring out some of the more character of him too. All right, so I got a little bit of the white. Well, thank you there, darling. I appreciate that. I think all these ladies are amazing. I am blown away about a lot of things that the ladies do. It just, there's so many crafters out there that I'm just like in awe a lot of times. Okay, and then the one thing that I saw on this one, the other reference I was looking at, is they kind of did a little bit of, what do you call it, gray around the eyes, which made it look really cool. So I'm going to give that little effect here in a minute. And I'm going to give him green eyes. I usually do blue because my eyes are blue, but since it's spring, I'm going to go with green eyes this time. Okay, I just got a little bit of touch there, and I'll put some whiskers, put his little, not whiskers, but the little dots for his whiskers. Let's put a little bit of gray. Now I got to mix something here. I'll probably overdo it. It's got to be super light gray. Anybody knows that's ever mixed black together with anything, black is super strong. You do not want to oversaturate your color. It will take over. I just put the smallest little dot right there, and it already like took over already. So I just got to bring my white back up here and get a really nice light white gray color. That's what I'm going for. Okay, and I hate this brush too. All right, guys, somebody send me a decent brush, will you? Dang it. I'm scrambling around here for a brush. All right, let's see what I can do with this one. It's like a liner brush, but it's all whacked out, so maybe it'll work good for me. Let me look at my reference to see how they kind of did that. I'm kind of going by what I saw there. It's going to be a little different because my bunny is totally different. But all right, I'm just going to do like this little gray highlight around the eyes. It looked kind of cool. I know you guys, I don't know, oh, you can't see it in the camera. Okay, so put a little gray highlight around there. And I'm going to be painting the eyes over in a minute here anyway. I just kind of wanted to put like little gray circles. Looks like you might be a little bit tired, but it actually looked really cool the way it was painted. I thought that's pretty neat. Kind of just brings out the eye sockets a little bit. All right, so it's kind of like that so far. And let's see if there's any other gray in the darn thing. Here is a little bit of gray. Yeah, I see that. A little bit of gray down there. He looks adorable. Well, thank you, Irene. I think he's already getting cute already. See, with paint to me, besides clay, is, a very versatile medium. I mean, paint, you can do anything with paint and just make, it just changes your rooms, yeah, your houses, your whatevers. I mean, paint is definitely the cheapest and quickest way to make anything look great, right? All right. So let me see. I think I need to paint his eyes white. Is that what we're going with here? Get them white first and then put the little pupil and stuff in there. Put a little white dot in there for his eyes. Anybody like painting ceramics? This is kind of like the same thing here when you're painting these three-dimensional guys. It's even more fun when you actually make them yourself. I used to work in a ceramics shop, like a place where you go in and go DIY. I was a co-manager there, and they did ceramics, and we did junk jewelry bar, and it was a real fun place to work. Okay, so I got his eyes. I got that. So he's coming along. Okay. He's got a real subtle pink right there in the ears. If I chose to, I could put a little, I can make him kind of shiny, put a gloss coat on him. I don't think I really want a gloss coat on him. I want him to be, and when I put the distressing medium on him, he's probably it kind of gives it a little bit of a sheen. So we'll probably do that and leave it at that. All right, I gotta see what else we gotta do with him here. I gotta put the green in his eyes. He is cute, I know, and it is a he. I just see him as a he. I don't know why. He just looks like a he to me. And anything else I got to do except for the mouth and all that? Okay, well, I think I'm almost pretty good on it. I'm not going to do a lot of work on him. I want him to keep him kind of subtle. I don't make his ears a little bit, not too pink, but I just want to bring them out a little more. Where are we at here? My computer is like showing me something I don't want to see. Get out of there. There it goes. I clicked on the wrong tab on my laptop, and because I usually look at myself on the laptop and see comments on the laptop, and I got caught up in something Google was trying to show me. I'm like, I don't want to see that right now. All right, so yeah, so that we got him like that. All right, I'm gonna put some little black little whiskery things on him. I don't know if I should do black or gray, but I think I'll do black. But my tiniest little stylus here I like to use for my dotting, for doing little things like that. And so I'm just going to do little teeny dots here and make some little whiskers on him. This thing's great. If anybody doesn't have one of these for dotting, you definitely need to pick one of these up. I forget where I got these. I think this was part of some clay sculpting tools that I got. It just had this in here, and it's so teeny, so you can get really, really small detail like this in there. And sometimes I use it to actually dot with the clay and stuff too. Okay, I do have to color his eyes. I'm going to color his eyes. I'm doing good on time, guys. I'm usually running through this pretty quick. But let's see. We're going to do green eyes, right? That's what I decided. We're going to do the green eyes. And, yeah, these are the one there are brown, but I like green. Let's see. What shade of green should I do, guys? You tell me. I'm not going to go with that one. Should it be a darker green or this lighter green? I think the darker green. Hey there, Lidia, how's it going? I think the darker green will be better because he's so light that this light won't show up too good. Or maybe I could mix a color. I'm not sure. Let's try the darker green first, and if it seems too dark, then we'll lighten it up a little bit because we can always go over it since it's acrylic. We all know that, right? You say the darker green? Yeah, me too. Kind of like to see the darker green as well. Let's see how he does here. All right, so I'm just basically just gonna, oh, this brush, because I'm not laughing at me this time. Here's my smallest cheese ball blinder brush. Oh, we're gonna use this one here. So what I'm doing is just kind of going, I don't want to cover up the whole white. I'm just making a circle. When you're working with clay too, the way you create a pupil is generally you poke that little hole. I'll show you in a second. See this one, how I poked a hole right there? That gives it a pupil effect. I am painting over that, but you can actually go back and create that with your black. All right, and fill that in. But I wanted to make his eyes a little bit bigger than what that little hole was. So they're not exact either. You know, since it's not a mold, I hand sculpted it. It's not exactly the same on either side, but it's close enough. Okay, I think that's good right there. Yeah, the dark looks good on his eyes, I think. Dark's good, right? All right, so we got that. Now what we're going to do is let that dry for a second. And we can put that little black in there. And then, of course, when you do eyes, if you're painted, you know you have to put like a little white dot if you want, because it kind of gives that little reflection and it looks more like a realistic eye. I kind of filled in the hole on that one. I might have to put the heat tool on him. But he's kind of looking there. He's getting there, huh? It's kind of cute. All right, I think I need to add a little bit more of the gray shading to some of his body, though, to kind of bring him out. Even though I'm going to put I'll put a brown distressing medium on him. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to kind of play with a little bit of the shading here while those eyes are drying. How was your? It was very nice. Thank you, Lydia, for asking. We had a nice time. You know, we went out to riverboat cruise. It's just a little. It was an afternoon in Daytona on Sunday, and we just went out cruising. The weather was super hot and nice, but it was great, and it's a covered boat, so we weren't blasted out in the sun. And we had a little dinner, and yeah, it was pretty cool. There are several of those around this area. That was one that I just had found online, and I needed something kind of quick and easy because it's like this is our first anniversary. What are we going to do? So I just sort of like came up with that idea. But it was fun. It was nice. And my husband was super sweet. He generally is super sweet, but he was even more sweet that day. He bought me flowers and was buying me all kinds of sodas and like aloe juices and things that he doesn't normally do. And I'm like, well, check you out. Thank you so much. We're not cooking dinner. I'm going to take care of you. I'm like, oh, aren't you sweet? So I get that. I take that when I can get it, guys. You know what I mean? Oh, you don't always get that every single day of the year. Maybe some husbands do that, but mine's kind of like, catch them on that day. You get them good. All right. So, like I said, I'm probably not going to do too much more detail on him because of the fact that I will be adding that distressing medium there. Actually, I could probably go ahead and do that now. Once he's dry, I can add that medium on there. Oops, a little bit. So basically what I'm doing is just kind of getting inside the crevices area because that helps bring out, more of the dimension of him. And when I put the the distressing medium on there, it'll help too. All right. I'm not gonna overdo it too much. I'm gonna put a little bit more on the ears, around the ear area though, kind of bring those out. Well, thank you. Happy. Yeah, it was on Sunday. Our anniversary was on Sunday. We've been together 6 years, but we finally stopped living in sin and got married. Got married a year ago, last Sunday. Just need some water on it. And yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. God kept convincing me and tugging at me, saying, "All right, you're not supposed to be doing it this way. You're supposed to be committed." And like I said, we've been together 6 years, but we finally went and got married. I think Robert would have been happy either way. He'd be like, "I'm good," and I'm like, "Nope, get married, doing it." All right, so I think that's pretty good, guys. I'm not gonna, like I said, I don't want to overdo him. I think he's gonna look cute when he gets on the thing. I do need to do his eyes though with the black. Let me put that little black dot in there. See if I can see that because this is so dark on the green. And I'm gonna do my tool with this one. Take that little stylus tool and get right inside those pupils. Okay, this side. And like I said, you got to remember to put your little white dot there too. Even though he's got white around the the eyeball itself, you put that little white in there, and it makes it pop. It makes it look like there's a light reflection on him, and it looks a little bit more realistic. So let me see if I can do that without making a mess. Teeny little, just a little white dot. There we go. See how that little white dot just makes a difference between this side and that side? You put that little white dot in there, and it looks like that light reflection. And that one's a little off, but it'll be all right. See, got a little white dot there. Okay. Okay. So that's my bunny. That's my honey bunny. He looks perfect. Well, thank you. Now, I think, like I said, I might go ahead and add the distressing medium on him. I have to make sure his eyes are dry first because I don't want to smear the paint. So basically what that is, there's lots of ones out there, you know. There's Tim Holtz brands. There's all kinds of ones on the market. I just stick with the basic stuff. I mean, sometimes I do it with just straight paint itself. But I've just got this little wax medium that I got from Walmart, which comes with the chalk painting. And I'm just going to use that on him. It's going to change the coloring. I'll tell you that. It makes it a little bit darker, but you can always, what I sometimes do, you're going to see in a second, is that when you put the dark, I'm going to basically paint it mostly all over him, and I'll go back over with some colors and kind of maybe touch it and lighten it up if I need be. I just want to make sure his eyes are good and dry. Actually, maybe I won't even touch the eyes. I'll just mess with you guys. Let me grab that real quick, guys. I wasn't sure if I was going to do that part, but I do have time, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. And after that, all I got to do is pretty much just assemble the darn thing. See, I did so much prep work beforehand. Oh, I got to put my carrots and stuff on too, which I'll do that here in a second. I did so much prep work that it saves me time on having to do all the other stuff on live. Hey, Miss Texas Breeze Creations, how are you, girl? Good to have you here. Uh-oh. Stop. That is my 5-minute timer. That went fast, guys. I didn't get it assembled. Well, I'm going to do this real quick. Okay, while I'm doing this part, we got 5 minutes left. And Miss Jan Hauser's coming up after me. She's a spotlight lady, so definitely make sure and see her. But we're going to do our giveaway tool. Right now, if you would like to win the Amazon gift card, go ahead and put in the comments hashtag. That is the hashtag symbol now, like the little number symbol. That's not the word hashtag. Hashtag, all one word, hashtag spring. Put in hashtag spring while I'm finishing this up, and then we'll do our little giveaway tool, and I'll get your email. Whoever wins gets email. If you have one for me this month, please don't do that because you might be another winner. So Lydia, you've already won for me. I'm not sure if Catherine Kelly's on here. Nicole Pros won last week, and Lisa Key has won. So if you have won for me this month or this month, don't go ahead and comment. Let somebody else get a chance. So you see right here, I'm messing it all up again by putting brown on it. And what I'm doing here is, like I said, it's aging medium. And I'll go back over and lighten it up if I need to. But I go back over and I can even go with either a what do you call it? A wipey, a wipe. Baby wipe, that's the word I'm looking for. All right, so darken them up quite a bit, but I don't want them that dark. So what we're going to do is going to take some of this off. Okay, but what it does, it's so beautiful, is it allows all of those little crevices and stuff to show. And it darkens them up a smidge, but if a person wants, you can lighten them back up. You can actually just go back over and dry brush your light over there. But see, I love the look that it gives when you put that little aging distressing medium on there. And that way you can kind of keep a little bit of the brown tones and stuff. It looks cool, doesn't it? It gives it more of like a stone finish, which I like. So that's what I'm going with this piece. All right, so that's that. Now I got to do a little bit on the face, and I know it's going to kind of goof around with some of the white, but I don't think I'm going to just do it all the way. Matter of fact, I'm going to get a little smaller brush here. Remember, let's go hashtag, put in your hashtag spring. Everybody get that in, and then I got to stop here in a second. And then I got to I'll at least put them on the board and assemble them so you guys can see that part. All right. I'm just kind of throwing this on real quick, guys. You guys can see that. I have to go back and finish them up a little bit better. You don't have to put it on everywhere, too. You can just put it on here and there. If you don't want to cover the whole part of it, you can just kind of add a little bit to it here and there. But I do need to make sure that you don't want it to dry on there, because when it dries, you can still get it off, but it's wax based and it's kind of a pill. It's kind of a little harder to get it off. So if you're using this wax-based stuff, make sure you try to get it off right away. Okay. I think I need to add a little bit more to him, but he's looking pretty good. And so what I'm going to do is put him on the board here, and I'm going to switch my screen up so we can do, we've got literally 2 minutes left. Okay. See, if I hadn't done all this, we would never got this far, guys. So at least I got this far. All right. So basically, I'll show you real quick. It's going to be on the board. I'll glue it all together. Okay. I've got his little carrot piece here. He's got like his little, I even made the little carrot greens right there, and the little carrot. It goes like that. Then I've got a sunflower that's going to be hanging out with the carrot. It's going to go like he's holding the sunflower and the carrot. Okay. All right. And he's going to have a little hopping into spring sign up here. Okay. So you guys get an idea what's going on with him. Okay. I can't lift him all the way up because I haven't attached the carrots and everything, but he's going to look pretty cute. All right. So now let me switch over. We'll do the giveaway tool. We've got 1 minute. I'm sure Jan is already on, and you guys could definitely go see her. But let's get this giveaway tool going on here. Great camera. Okay. So everybody's got hashtag spring. Let me go ahead and share it first. Present, share. Should have stopped myself when I was ahead, but I wanted to make sure and at least get them on the board for you guys. Okay, make sure you guys can see that. Can we see it yet? There, we can see it. All right, let's go ahead and do this thing. So start collecting. Let's go. There's draw. See who we got. Who's going to be our winner today? Who's going to be our winner today? Woo-hoo-hoo. Ambrose, your email out. You can PM me. There you go, Irene. Hey, congratulations, Irene. So, yeah, PM me your email address because I'll need that to send you the Amazon gift card. And I'm a roll. It's time for me. It's time for Jan to get on over. She's already in there in the Crafty Bunch. Go see her. Love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow in the auction, 5:30. Check out my page. You'll see. Bye-bye.